Europe is absolutely packed with airports, giant bustling hubs like Heathrow in London, Charles de Gaulle in Paris, and Frankfurt in Germany. These airports are not just transportation centers, they're like miniature cities, operating around the clock and connecting millions of people to destinations all over the world. These mega airports are sprawling, efficient, and, let's be honest, a little overwhelming. With endless corridors stretching as far as the eye can see, a constant buzz of announcements, and a sea of anxious travelers rushing to catch their flights, it's easy to feel lost in the crowd. The sheer scale can make even the most seasoned travelers' heads spin. Then there are the medium-sized airports, places like Luton and Stansted. They're functional, practical, and, for many, a necessary part of budget travel. You might find yourself parking in a muddy field, dragging your suitcase through the drizzle, and grabbing a lukewarm coffee from a vending machine before boarding your no-frills flight. These airports get the job done, but they rarely leave a lasting impression. But tucked away in the quieter corners of the continent are the real gems, the small airports. These are the places most travelers overlook, but they offer a completely different experience, one that's intimate, personal, and full of surprises. These aren't just landing strips, they're portals to a different kind of travel. Here, you're greeted by unique architecture, a sense of calm, and the feeling that you're about to embark on a journey that's truly out of the ordinary. Small airports are quirky, full of character, and remind you that flying used to be something special. The staff might know your name, the decor might be delightfully odd, and the pilots might even greet you with a smile as you board. It's a throwback to a time when air travel felt like an adventure, not just a means to an end. Here, the journey itself becomes part of the adventure. Instead of stressful security lines and endless waiting, you find yourself walking across the tarmac, feeling the excitement build as you board a small plane under open skies. It's a reminder that travel can be joyful, not just stressful. Which brings me to today's story. I've discovered what might just be Europe's smallest and most delightful international airport. It's a place so obscure, so charming, that it almost feels like a secret waiting to be uncovered. This airport is so peaceful and inviting, it makes you wonder why we ever put up with the chaos of the giants. Here, you can actually relax, enjoy the scenery, and savor the anticipation of your journey. Sometimes, less really is more. The simplicity and charm of a small airport can turn a routine trip into a memorable experience. So forget about endless corridors, faceless crowds, and the stress of navigating a massive terminal. There's another way to travel, one that's quieter, friendlier, and far more enjoyable. Today we're going somewhere truly different. We're leaving behind the ordinary and heading off the beaten path. Our destination? The beautiful Czech Republic, a country known for its rolling hills, charming villages, and as it turns out, one of the most unique airports in all of Europe. We're about to visit a place that redefines what an airport can be. Get ready to see air travel in a whole new light. Our destination is Letiště Malé Dobrodružství, Little Adventure Airport. You won't see it on big departure boards or serviced by major airlines. It's a secret among travelers who value character over convenience. Nestled in Bohemia, it serves small towns and villages, not a major city. The approach is over green fields and forests, not concrete jungles. Finding it on a map is half the fun. It's a tiny, easily missed dot. It handles just a handful of flights a day, mostly from other small airports. Think of it as a quiet country pub in a world of city nightclubs. This airport isn't trying to be the biggest or fastest. Its ambition is simply to be an airport. A place where planes land, people get on and off, and that's enough. Sometimes a quiet country lane is better than a 10-lane motorway. Landing at Malé Dobrodružství is an experience. The runway is short, perfect for small turboprops, and you stop almost immediately. The terminal? It's more like a charming village hall than an airport. Painted cream with flower boxes and a tiled roof, it's smaller than my workshop. Arrivals and departures are through 2 doors side by side. Stepping off the plane, you walk down metal steps onto the tarmac, greeted by fresh air and birdsong. The ground crew is one cheerful chap, likely the baggage handler, refueler, and more. Inside, the arrivals hall is a single room. The baggage carousel is a 10-foot conveyor belt. Your bag appears, you grab it, and you're done. Passport control is a man at a wooden desk who stamps your passport and welcomes you. The whole process takes about 4 minutes. It's the opposite of intimidating glass and steel fortresses. It's efficient, friendly, and utterly charming. Travel, as it should be. Picture landing at Heathrow. Endless taxiing, crowds, confusing corridors, and queues that seem to last forever. You're processed by machines, watched by officials, and wait ages for your bag. The whole ordeal can take hours and leaves you drained. Now contrast that with Malé Dobrodružství. Here you're a person, not a number. The walk from plane to terminal is 50 paces. You see the whole airport at a glance: building, runway, car park. No confusing signs, no chance to get lost. The arrivals process is quick and personal. The passport officer might even chat about your flight. The atmosphere is calm, with no rushing or shouting. You collect your bag and walk straight outside. The car park is 20 feet away, no shuttle buses or multi-story lots. It's simple, logical, and relaxing. Travel, as it should be, human, not industrial. Sometimes small really is better. Malé Dobrodružství's story is as modest as the airport itself. Tucked away in the rolling Czech countryside, it's easy to miss unless you know exactly where to look. But behind its unassuming facade lies a rich tapestry of history, resilience, and community spirit. It all began in the 1930s, when a patch of grass became a runway for a handful of local flying enthusiasts. Back then, it was just a simple airstrip. No terminals, no control towers, just a few biplanes and a group of dreamers who loved the freedom of flight. The flying club quickly became a hub for adventure, camaraderie, and the thrill of taking to the skies. As Europe changed, so did the airfield. During the Cold War, the airport was transformed into a strategic outpost. Military transport and observation planes replaced the biplanes, and the airfield buzzed with the activity of soldiers and secret missions. The once peaceful club became a guarded gateway, playing its part in the tense chess game of the era. To support its new role, the runway was paved, a quaint control tower was constructed, and a handful of sturdy buildings sprang up. These additions gave the airport a more permanent feel, but the heart of the place remained unchanged, a gathering spot for those drawn to the sky. After the Velvet Revolution, the military packed up and left, leaving the airport eerily quiet. For a while, its future hung in the balance. The buildings stood empty, and the runways grew lonely, as if waiting for a new chapter to begin. That new chapter arrived when a group of local entrepreneurs saw potential, where others saw only abandonment. They envisioned a tiny international airport, a peaceful alternative for travelers hoping to avoid the crowds and chaos of Prague. Their vision was bold, but rooted in the community's spirit of innovation. With determination, they renovated the old buildings, secured the necessary certifications, and in the late 1990s, Malé Dobrodružství reopened its doors. The airport launched with a single international route, but it was enough to put it back on the map. Travelers quickly fell in love with the airport's simplicity and the personal touch that larger airports had long forgotten. Here, every passenger is greeted with a smile, and the pace is refreshingly relaxed. Today, Malé Dobrodružství serves a handful of destinations, all operated by small, regional airlines. The planes may be modest, but the journeys they offer are filled with charm and character. Perhaps the airport's best-kept secret is its terminal cafe, lovingly run by a local family. Here, travelers can savor homemade goulash and apple strudel, recipes passed down through generations made with care and pride. It's the only airport where arriving early isn't a chore, but a treat. People come not just to catch a flight, but to enjoy a hearty meal, share stories, and soak in the warm, welcoming atmosphere. The spirit of the original flying club still lingers in the air. Aviation enthusiasts gather here, swapping tales and sharing their passion for flight, just as they did nearly a century ago. Malé Dobrodružství is more than just an airport. It's a passion project that grew with the community but never lost its soul. Every takeoff and landing is a tribute to its storied past and the people who keep its legacy alive. What truly sets Malé Dobrodružství apart is the people. It's not just the scenery or the planes. It's the warmth and character of those who work here that make every journey memorable. At big airports, staff are anonymous and efficient, processing thousands daily. You're just another face in the crowd, moving through a system designed for speed, not connection. Here, staff are hosts, part of the community, treating you like a guest in their own home. They take time to chat, share a laugh, and make sure you feel comfortable, not just processed. The check-in desk is run by someone who also answers the phone and helps with lost luggage. You might see the same friendly face helping with boarding, or even sweeping up after a busy day. They know the flight schedules by heart. There are only a few, and each one is important. There's no rush, no confusion, just a calm familiarity that puts you at ease. They make eye contact, ask how you are, and make you feel welcome. It's not forced, it's genuine, and you can sense that they care about your experience. I chatted with Pavel, the security man who's worked here 15 years. He's seen generations of travelers come and go, and he remembers the stories behind the faces. He knows regulars by name and once held a flight for a local family stuck in traffic. That kind of flexibility and kindness is unheard of in larger airports, where everything runs on a strict schedule. Security is thorough but friendly. No barking orders, just polite requests. You're treated with respect, not suspicion, and the process feels more like a conversation than a checkpoint. Even the pilot greets passengers at the steps, offering reassurance and a smile. Sometimes you'll hear a quick story or a joke before you board, making the flight feel more like an adventure with friends. It feels like being flown by a friend, not an anonymous captain hidden behind a locked door. There's a sense of trust and camaraderie that's rare in modern travel. This is the magic of small airports. Real people, real connections. Every interaction is personal, every smile is sincere, and every journey feels unique. It's community spirit in action. Staff and travelers look out for each other, sharing stories, advice, and sometimes even a cup of coffee while waiting for a flight. Travel becomes personal, not transactional. You're not just a ticket number, you're a guest, a neighbor, maybe even a friend by the time you leave. It's a reminder that flying can still be human. In a world that often feels rushed and impersonal, places like this show us the true heart of travel: connection, kindness, and community. Arriving at Malé Dobrodružství, you're instantly somewhere interesting. No industrial zones or long transfers, just the heart of the Czech countryside. Within minutes, you're on a country road, adventure ahead. Nearby is Český Krumlov, a fairy tale town with a castle and winding streets. Or explore Šumava National Park, forests, lakes, and quiet trails. The region is dotted with breweries and friendly pubs serving world-class lager. Here, the airport is a gateway, not a barrier. The adventure starts the moment you land. Thinking of visiting? Here's some advice. Don't expect to find flights on major airline sites. Look for small regional carriers. Flights aren't daily, so be flexible. Hire a car. Public transport is slow, and a car lets you explore at your own pace. The car hire desk is a single counter. Book ahead. Pack for all seasons. Bohemian weather is unpredictable. Bring walking shoes for exploring towns and parks. Leave space in your bag for local beer or Bohemian Crystal. The Czech Republic uses the koruna, so get some cash for rural pubs. Learn a few Czech phrases. Dobrý den and Děkuji go a long way. In a world obsessed with bigger and faster, Malé Dobrodružství is a breath of fresh air. It's proof that progress can mean simplicity, community, and the human touch. This tiny airport is a blueprint for better travel. Pleasant, stress-free, and personal. It doesn't dazzle with technology, it charms with warmth. You arrive as a guest, not a statistic. Maybe this is the future more regional airports offering a civilized alternative. Imagine flying from one delightful small airport to another, skipping the giants. Next time you travel, look for the small dots on the map. You might find your own little adventure airport. The best part of your journey could be the airport itself. It might just change how you think about flying, and you'll get a proper slice of strudel before takeoff. What could be better?